And it is such a privilege, honestly, to be able to do the things that I have been able to do with the people that I have been able to do it with. And you know, when I thought about what do I share this morning to open the proceedings, I thought about a message I gave last year at the Swansea Business Awards, and it was about understanding the times, knowing really what time is it, because you know, tempus rerum imperator. I love that Latin phrases. I love Latin, and it means time, the commander of all things, because there is a time for everything under the sun. A time to live, a time to die, a time to laugh, a time to cry, a time to sow, a time to reap, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. And all along, we know Ecclesiastes. Yes? But in our context, a time to innovate, a time to collaborate, a time to stand on your own because you need to stand in integrity when others might not be. But most importantly, a time to pull together. But I put it to you that if we do not understand the times that we are in, it doesn't matter how many accolades we have, it doesn't matter how many connections we have, it doesn't even matter how many opportunities we have, and how many ministers we have at our events. The Honourable First Minister is here, and I welcome you, First Minister Mark Guilford. I welcome the High Sheriff of West Glamorgan. I welcome Gus Williams, our executive sponsor from Bevan Butler. And I welcome Gemma Casey, the Ecosystems Manager for Data, our executive sponsor. And also our partners in arms for the task force that's going to do the work beyond this conference. I welcome the Public Services Ombudsman for Wales. And I thank you for embracing me into your culture. And actually, in the time, let me tell you, there's no tokenism at the Public Services Ombudsman for Wales. I got in touch with them when they called me in to do diversity and inclusion training. And from that point on, there was an opportunity to apply for the position. And I went through rigorous interviewing. And I got that position. And since then, so many things that I've managed to suggest have been implemented. But the better thing is, there were a lot of things that they were already implementing before I started. And so much has changed. And I welcome the pastor, my friend, of Swansea, Swansea, Dave Morgan. I tell people all the time, you know I speak about a lot, but I take a lot of my content from Dave because he's an erudite speaker and he has a lot to say. And so he's going to open the proceedings with prayer for me after this. And I welcome Professor Mina Uhadia she's Professor Emeritus at Cardiff University. You'll hear more from her afterwards. But she also is the founder of the Ethnic Minority Welsh Women's Achievers Association. And she has for years been paving the way for ethnic minority women who hitherto had not been recognized. And going forward might not have had opportunities to be recognized. And in these very halls, I was so pleased to have been able to receive my Lifetime Achievement Award from the Honorable Jane Hutt, Minister for Social Justice and Chief Whip, who was going to be here this morning, but unfortunately, COVID, the wretched COVID, has taken its toll, but she has sent a pre-recorded message. And so I welcome all of you who are here, and I thank you. All my sponsors, all my soul sponsors, the stable who have sponsored the digital inclusion zone, NatWest sponsoring the the business, diversity in business. I'm trying to read this from my head, okay. Diversity in business and the third sector. S4C, who sponsored the diversity in education zone. And also we have the representation and government zone, which is sponsored by Transport for Wales, and the gender equality zone, sponsored by Fire Tech. Though this lovely lady who introduced me earlier on, she is Haley Dunn, and for 22 years, she was head of deliveries at Fire Tech. And I can tell you, I've worked with them for many, many years, and they are champions for the cause. And they are able to be here today, but they paved the way for other businesses to be able to bring the message. So within the Heritage Zone today, we have Women's Equality Network, we have Bowsel, and we also have somewhere here in the room, Bowsel's new chief exec, Tina Farr, and we also have in that zone, Amber Hart, who's going to be speaking. She's one of the first women who actually brought about the launch of the Christmas jumpers. So today we have people who are putting their money where their mouth is. In the Language zone, we have the Football Association for Wales, Chair, Alice Carlton, we have Deloitte, we have so many only wonderful exhibitors. You are just incredible. Without you, I could not do this. So that's what I'm going full circle to where I started. There is a time, and now is the time. Now is the time for us to actually engage in deliberate diversity. Deliberate, intentional, collective, united diversity. It's not just about color and the general protected characteristics, as you will hear from the CEO of Sable and when asked them this evening, because she is an adopted child. Who gives a thought for those who are adopted or other in other ways? Yes, there you go. And we have Duchess Neva of Lamberton here. She's come to support me all the way from London. We have Margaret Alley from the Universal Peace Federation, the director of the Universal Peace Federation, who were the ones who bestowed on me the award of the Ambassador for Peace. So this is not about me today, but what I really want to do is to throw down my gloves, yeah? Drop the mic and say, everyone who steps on this podium means business for diversity, equality, equity, and inclusion. And every one of us has a responsibility, because we have to represent. I stand here representing the women, the young girls who thought they would never be understood, the ones who never thought that their voices would be heard, the ones who went through domestic violence, the ones who just never fit in and who were bullied.